What happens when the outcasts, the misfits, and the rebels suddenly find themselves at the forefront of a revolution? Why are the black sheep of society now feeling like they've been played? This video will explore the phenomenon of how those who were once shunned and excluded are now being courted and manipulated by the very systems they once rejected. Throughout history, every family, social group, and organization has had its share of black sheep. These individuals, marked by their inability or unwillingness to conform, have long been viewed as troublemakers, rebels, or failures. The term black sheep itself originates from the occasional black lambs born into a flock of white sheep, standing out due to a recessive gene. In many cultures, being labeled a black sheep carried a heavy stigma. These individuals were often shunned, criticized, or even ostracized for their differences. From eccentric artists to unconventional thinkers, black sheep have populated the fringes of society, challenging norms and pushing boundaries. Famous black sheep have emerged in various fields, leaving indelible marks on history. Take Vincent van Gogh, whose unique artistic vision was misunderstood and rejected during his lifetime, only to be revered posthumously. Or consider Steve Jobs, whose unconventional approaches and ideas initially led to his ousting from Apple, the very company he co-founded. These individuals and countless others like them faced ridicule, rejection, and isolation. They struggled against the tide of conformity, often paying a high price for their uniqueness. Yet, their stories didn't end in obscurity. Instead, they laid the groundwork for a shift in perspective that would eventually turn the tables on those who once dismissed them. The impact of black sheep extends beyond their personal struggles and achievements. They often serve as catalysts for change, challenging established norms and forcing society to question its assumptions. In literature, characters like Holden Caulfield from The Catcher in the Rye or Randall McMurphy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest have become iconic representations of nonconformity, resonating with readers who feel at odds with society's expectations. In the business world, black sheep have been responsible for some of the most disruptive innovations. Elon Musk, often considered a black sheep in the automotive and aerospace industries, has pushed the boundaries of what's possible with electric cars and private space exploration. His unconventional approaches and willingness to take risks have not only transformed these industries, but also inspired a new generation of entrepreneurs to think big and challenge the status quo. The rise of black sheep is not limited to individuals. Entire companies and organizations have taken on this role, challenging industry norms and redefining success. Companies like Google, with its unconventional work culture and innovative products, have shown that being different can be a powerful competitive advantage. As we trace the journey of black sheep through history, we see a pattern emerging. What begins as isolation and rejection often evolves into innovation and leadership. The very qualities that once made them outcasts, their creativity, their willingness to challenge norms, their unique perspectives, become the foundations of their success. This transformation sets the stage for a broader shift in how society views nonconformity and diversity of thought. What drives someone to become a black sheep? The roots of nonconformity are as diverse as the individuals themselves. For some, it's an innate characteristic, a natural inclination to see the world differently or question established norms. Others may develop into black sheep as a reaction to their environment, rebelling against restrictive expectations or oppressive systems. Being different can have a profound impact on one's personal identity and self-esteem. Black sheep often grapple with feelings of isolation, self-doubt, and frustration. The constant pressure to conform can lead to internal struggles as they try to reconcile their true selves with societal expectations. However, many black sheep develop remarkable coping mechanisms and survival strategies. They learn to embrace their uniqueness, finding strength in their differences. Some seek out like-minded individuals, forming communities of fellow outcasts. Others channel their unique perspectives into creative pursuits or innovative problem-solving. The journey of a black sheep is often marked by resilience. They develop thick skins, learning to weather criticism and rejection. This resilience, born out of necessity, often becomes one of their greatest strengths. It enables them to persevere in the face of adversity, to continue pursuing their visions even when others dismiss them as impossible or impractical. Interestingly, the very traits that make black sheep stand out, their creativity, their willingness to challenge norms, their unique perspectives, are increasingly valued in today's rapidly changing world. What was once seen as a liability is now recognized as a potential asset, setting the stage for a dramatic reversal of fortunes. Psychologists have long been fascinated by the phenomenon of black sheep and have conducted numerous studies to understand the psychological processes at play. One key finding is the concept of positive marginality, where individuals who don't fit in can develop a unique vantage point that allows them to see opportunities and solutions that others miss. The experience of being a black sheep can also lead to the development of a strong internal locus of control. These individuals learn early on that they can't rely on external validation or support, which often leads them to develop a strong sense of self-reliance and personal agency. This internal strength can be a powerful driver of success in various fields. Another interesting psychological aspect is the role of cognitive dissonance in the black sheep experience. The conflict between their true selves and societal expectations can create significant psychological tension. However, resolving this tension often leads to personal growth and a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. The black sheep experience can also have implications for mental health. While the challenges of being different can sometimes lead to issues like anxiety or depression, many black sheep report that embracing their uniqueness has led to greater authenticity and overall life satisfaction. This highlights the importance of self-acceptance and the potential psychological benefits of staying true to oneself, even in the face of social pressure. As society evolved, a fascinating transformation began to unfold. The very qualities that once marked black sheep as outsiders started to be recognized as valuable assets. Their ability to think outside the box, challenge conventional wisdom, and envision new possibilities became increasingly prized in a world hungry for innovation. Black sheep, with their unconventional thinking, often become the architects of change in their respective fields. Their unique perspectives allow them to see opportunities and solutions that others miss. They're not bound by the way things have always been done, freeing them to explore uncharted territories and push boundaries. Consider the tech industry, where numerous garage startups founded by college dropouts and social misfits have grown into global giants. These modern-day black sheep disrupted entire industries, creating new markets and revolutionizing how we live and work. In the arts, those once dismissed as too avant-garde or unconventional have shaped new movements and redefined artistic expression. Musicians who were told their sound would never sell went on to create entirely new genres. Writers whose styles were initially rejected as too experimental became literary icons, influencing generations of authors. Even in traditionally conservative fields like science and academia, black sheep have driven progress. They've challenged established theories, proposed radical new ideas, and pursued research paths others deemed unworthy or impossible. Their willingness to swim against the current has led to breakthrough discoveries and paradigm shifts. This transformation from outcast to trendsetter isn't just about individual success stories. It represents a broader shift in how society values diversity of thought and experience. The rise of these former black sheep has begun to reshape our collective understanding of success, innovation, and progress. The journey from outcast to trendsetter is often marked by key turning points. For many black sheep, there's a moment when they realize that their difference isn't a flaw to be corrected, but a strength to be leveraged. This shift in perspective can be transformative. allowing them to fully embrace their unique qualities and use them to their advantage. Another crucial factor in this transformation is the ability of black sheep to find their niche. In a diverse and interconnected world, there are often communities and markets that value precisely the qualities that mainstream society rejects. By finding these niches, black sheep can turn their perceived weaknesses into strengths. The rise of social media and digital platforms has played a significant role in this transformation. These technologies have given black sheep unprecedented opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals, share their ideas, and build audiences for their work. Ideas that might have been dismissed in traditional settings can now find receptive audiences online, allowing unconventional thinkers to bypass traditional gatekeepers. The success of black sheep as trendsetters often creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to embrace their own uniqueness. As these individuals gain recognition and success, they serve as role models for others who may have felt pressured to conform. This can lead to a virtuous cycle where increased diversity of thought leads to more innovation, which in turn creates more opportunities for unconventional thinkers. As black sheep increasingly found success and recognition, a remarkable shift began to occur in society's perspective. The uniqueness and nonconformity that were once scorned started to be celebrated. Diversity, not just in terms of demographics, but in thought, approach, and experience, became a sought-after quality in many spheres. This shift has been particularly pronounced in the business world. Companies that once prized conformity and rigid hierarchies now actively seek out disruptive thinkers and change agents. They've recognized that in a rapidly evolving global market, the ability to think differently isn't just an asset, it's a necessity for survival and growth. In popular culture, being a misfit or rebel has become increasingly glamorized. Movies, books, and media celebrate stories of unconventional individuals who buck the system and forge their own paths. The message is clear: it's cool to be different. Education systems, traditionally bastions of conformity, are also evolving. There's growing recognition of diverse learning styles and a move away from one-size-fits-all approaches. Programs that nurture creativity and independent thinking are gaining prominence, acknowledging that tomorrow's innovators may not fit neatly into today's boxes. Many who once prided themselves on fitting in now feel left behind. Those who followed all the rules, who didn't rock the boat, suddenly find themselves in a world that prizes the very qualities they avoided. They're left grappling with a new reality where their conformity, once a source of security, now feels like a limitation. It's a startling role reversal. The black sheep, long accustomed to feeling out of step with society, are now setting the pace. Meanwhile, the once comfortable majority are scrambling to prove their uniqueness, to show that they too can think differently and challenge norms. This shift in perspective hasn't been without its challenges. As society has come to value nonconformity, there's been a risk of manufactured rebellion, where people adopt the trappings of uniqueness without truly embracing independent thought. This has led to debates about authenticity and what it truly means to be a free thinker in a world that increasingly values these qualities. The change in perspective has also led to a re-evaluation of historical figures. Many individuals who were dismissed or marginalized in their own time are now being recognized for their contributions. This retrospective appreciation has sparked discussions about how society judges and values individuals, and the potential costs of dismissing those who don't fit the mold. In the corporate world, this shift has led to new management philosophies and organizational structures. Flat hierarchies, innovation labs, and entrepreneurship programs are all attempts to harness the creative power of internal black sheep. Companies are realizing that their most valuable assets are often the employees who think differently and challenge the status quo. This societal shift has also influenced parenting and education philosophies. There's a growing emphasis on nurturing each child's unique qualities rather than trying to mold them to fit a predetermined ideal. This represents a significant departure from previous generations' focus on conformity and fitting in. The black sheep of society, the outcasts and the misfits, are now feeling like they've been played. Their rebellion has been co-opted, their message watered down, and their energy exploited. But despite these challenges, they remain a powerful force. They are the disruptors, the innovators, and the game changers. They are the ones who are pushing the boundaries, who are challenging the status quo, and who are creating new possibilities. The outcasts are the future, and their influence will only continue to grow.